to resurrect my channel, it occurred to me that there's a couple things that we should talk about. So the first thing that I think we should talk about is hacks for cannabis when you don't have enough money to keep going. Or you have, let's say you have a week and you get paid and then you can get some more or whatever. One really good way is I buy beads. Okay, and they come in packages like this, just so you can see. So in each package, there are 8 1-gram pre-rolls in each package. So you're getting 8 grams for $23.52. You cannot beat that. Now, I do still like my regular cannabis weed flower, so we'll still buy a little bit of that, mostly specialty, so that we have a craft strain that we can play with. But yeah, this is what we do. It saves us quite a bit of money. He can smoke, takes about a week, and he's good to go. I do sometimes when I'm smoking with him, but I'm not a really big smoker of flower. I prefer concentrate, which is what a lot of the people that I know like. Okay, I forgot to check and make sure that I'm on. Right here. Oh, look, we're on. Sorry, guys. I constantly forget to check the feed. The other day I was recording The Emperor Wears No Clothes. I got about halfway through the chapter and realized that I wasn't actually recording anything. I was so irritated. But it happens to the best of us. It does happen. But I was really happy because I found a video on my devices that I have been looking for 3 years. And I finally found it. For some reason, it didn't upload to my Google account. It just kind of stayed down below. So it was a little odd, to say the least. And that video wasn't for any other purpose other than for me to show what industry standard on a toy hauler or RV was. That's really all it was. It was, yeah. Oh, I had it right this way. Okay, let's go ahead and give this a shot while I'm waiting for you. Okay, lighter. So I was out working in my garden this morning. I've got all kinds of peppers, bell peppers. I've got 2 tomatoes that are almost ready to go. I had another avocado tree pop through my soil, which is kind of cool, I guess. I've got like 15 avocado trees, so yeah. And the reason why I have 15 avocado seeds is purely because every time I open an avocado, I take that seed and I throw it in dirt. Every time. So if you guys have a hard time with those little toothpicks in the avocado and setting it on the water, just throw it in dirt. Works great. It might take a couple of months for you to actually start seeing anything, but it works great. So let's go ahead and get into this. Also, today is weed day for us, which means that you guys are going to get new strains tomorrow. So, yeah, fun stuff, huh? So right now we're working on Penasco flower. It is a 20 to 28% THC level. It is a 50-50 hybrid. This is going to lead into the other discussion that we're going to have. The flower itself is not the right name. I wish it was. I do. It's either spelled wrong or it's not correct. So we're going to go into why when I'm done with this. So Pinnacle, it says this one says that it runs off of Pinnacle. They're both one and the same, pretty much, I guess. This comes from Blue Dream and Hindu Kush. She's a 50-50 hybrid. She doesn't lean either way, which is amazing. I like it when it does that. The flavors are berry, blueberry, flowery, fruity, kush, and sweet. The effects are euphoria, happy, relaxing, sociable, and uplifting. Medicinally to treat anxiety, chronic pain, depression, PTSD, and stress, which we all have a lot of these days, right? So the notes on this, I looked up Penasco several times, different ways, spelling the name a little bit different. What I was able to deduce from this is that this is a complete 50-50 hybrid. It's supposed to help you feel like you've reached peak happiness. The high will start slowly creeping in with a slowly heady euphoria. And as I said before, flower always takes longer to get high off of than concentrate. That's why I kind of do it that way. However, if you've ever taken Rick Simpson oil, it makes it that much harder for you to get high, per se. I don't get that, whoo, yay, kind of thing anymore. But I did over 100 grams of RSO to help clear my cancer, and it worked. No other treatment, none. And it was gone. So I can tell you 100% fact that yes, cannabis does work that way. The high will start slowly creeping in with a slowly amount of heady euphoria high. This is, my husband and I, we smoked, 4 of these last night. And that's where I'm getting all this information from. It was him and I discussing it and saying, okay, yeah, I can see that. So you'll find any negative thinking or bad moods gently ease away, replacing with a blissful sense of heady euphoria. It will also put that, give you that conversation hit. Last night after we had done it, we were sitting here talking. We weren't even paying attention to the TV at that point. We were just going back and forth, which I love. And there are several strains that do this, and this is one. So, a boost in sociability accompanies this happy boost, getting you eagerly chatting with anyone around you. For you guys, a beautiful camera. Often said to be perfect, treating a wide variety of conditions, including chronic stress and or mood swings. I get those mood swings. Sometimes it's like hot and cold. If I'm cold, then I'm going to end up turning hot, and it's just, I don't know, pain in the ass. So, for today's show, what I really wanted to talk about was these names of these strains. Okay? If we go and change the names of the strains so that way the dispensary or whomever has the a new strain from us that everybody's going to want to try that has no information to back it. The reason why I do these reviews is because it's medicinal, which means that I'm going to use it to help cure myself of some ailments of sorts. If I don't know what the strain is exactly, I don't know what it can help me treat exactly. Also, there are strains that kind of go back and forth. I've actually seen somebody smoke somebody smoke a joint and get angry. They got mad. I'm like, what the hell? And I happened to be around one of the growers that taught me how to grow. And he's like, yeah, some strains do that. That's why we keep a close eye on what these strains' names are and keep the information updated, which I get. But by changing a name, or by changing a spelling of a name, or by changing the main part of what that cannabis flower is, you're misleading the cannabis patients out there. So, and by misleading, I'm going to say, okay, let's go back there. This is a 50-50 hybrid, but I'm going to say it's a sativa. Or, and then somebody with sativa comes, or somebody that doesn't really care for sativa comes along, and they see this strain, and they're like, oh, okay, I'll try it. And then when they end up with effects that they don't like a sativa strain would do to me, or other people that I've talked to, and that is sativa gives me the jitters most of the time. It goes away fairly quickly, but it still does give those jitters. There are a few strains that I won't go near because I have a hard time with them. By changing this information, you're changing what the patient knows about what they're doing. And that's always bad. We might as well give this to Big Pharma if that's what we're going to do, because it does not work. Okay? So, there's several things that don't work. Prohibition is one, lack of education is two, improper information is three. There's a lot of information. There are a lot of stigmas that come with this product, medicine, whatever you want to call it. A lot of information, and a lot of this information is extremely useful for the patient when they're medicating. Just saying. And that's my big thing. I don't run into it as much anymore as what I used to, but I do still run into it. And when I do, it just irritates the hell out of me, because I'll call the dispensary and I'll say, hey, I'm not dumb, I got it, and they get very offensive, because now all of a sudden, you've insulted me. Because growers are the worst when it comes to that. They think they are God's gift, and I'm a grower. So, trust me, I got it. But, yeah, stop changing the information. Stop. Because the more information we change, we are moving further and further from an uncompromised medical system. And we don't want to do that. We want it regulated, we want it controlled, and we want it clean. And that's where we come into carcinogens and stuff. Like here in Arizona, we don't test for carcinogens, which I think is ludicrous. I don't know why we don't test for them, but we do, or we don't. Now, carcinogens are going to be your cancer causers. So, yeah. And then anything at all that burns has carcinogens, because that's what it's releasing in that smoke. So, a lot of people don't understand. I hit that carcinogen, because I want as many of those taken out. I have run across brands, none on my table right now, that have had such dirty weed that it says right on the testing paperwork, not recommended for human consumption. And that's bad. So like here in Arizona, we have no idea, because they don't test for it. And they don't test for it because those numbers are so freaking high that people wouldn't want to smoke it after that. Because not only are you not fighting cancer and you're not fighting these bad things, but now you're adding these bad things back into your body, and it's not helping anything. So, yeah, that's what we needed to talk about. I really like to know what I'm smoking. I like to know what those effects are going to be before I hit it. And the reason for that is because I try to make that strain work for what's going on, the ailment of that day. So yeah, stop changing the information. Just give it to it as it is. Trust me, the people will still love you. They really will. They will still come and buy from you. They really will. And they'll respect you a little bit more because you're being honest. So that's how I feel about that situation. So this was going to be a quick video today because I've had such long ones, and I need to record another episode of The Emperor Wears No Clothes. So I thought, you know, we're gonna be a little calmer. We're gonna do a short one. But I did want to take that moment and explain what all of this is about. This channel is to educate people on the effects and what cannabis can do. If I'm getting bad information at the start, I can't help educate anyone. So that's what I'm looking at. That being said, I hope you guys have a beautiful day. Mad love, as always. I have to wait. Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on. You can do it. Pepper. You want to say goodbye? Yeah, that's what I thought. Say goodbye. Say goodbye. Mad love. I'll see you in the next video. Bye.